Good morning, guys. As promised, got myself a weekend upload for you. As you can see, I'm using a weather I don't normally use. When I use weather when it comes to Ubers or standards, I tend to only use sun, but I'm trying to stray away from that, you know, go towards every aspect of Pokemon when it comes to weather, and we got ourselves Rain versus Rain today. As you can see, he's got Toxicroak, he's got Fortress, which will be able to take fire hits that much better, Jolteon for the 100% accurate Thunders, and Tornadus for the 100% accurate Hurricanes. We both have the same idea. I just happen to be using a Scarf Zapdos instead of a Jolteon. And then I don't know, aside from that, our teams kind of stray a little bit, but it's still a pretty cool game. It's a pretty quick one too, so we'll get right into it. As you can see, he's going to go ahead and lead off with his Politoed. One of us is going to have to get our weather set up. I figured he might have gotten his set up, and I just decided I'd take advantage of that. So I'm going to go for the Dragon Dance just because if he wants to go for Scald, it's a resisted hit. So, and it is boosted, but it is resisted, so I don't know how well I'll be able to take him. But I do have the Lumberry, more importantly, so if he gets a stray burn off of it, I'll choose that point to start attacking. But the thing is, he doesn't, so he's just going to keep going for Ice Beams. I don't remember what kind of Politoed he is, but that Ice Beam's not really doing too much. I think it's a 4-hit KO. So I'm going to go for the Waterfall in the Rain. It is a 2-hit KO on that Politoed, which kind of surprises me. I believe I went for 2 Dragon Dances, so I'm at +3 attack, +2 speed, and that's a really cool early game. I mean, that was his decision not to switch out. And this thing is just going to go on a little bit of a rampage. The one thing that's going to stop me in a couple turns is actually going to be his Tornadus, which is Scarf, but we'll get into that when we get into that. For now, as you can see, you know, the Lumberry does come into play right there. If he wanted to go for Scald, do the same thing. I probably would have just taken him out next turn with a Stone Edge regardless, since if he didn't attack me, then, you know, that would have been some wasted time there. But I am now at +4, +2. This thing early game is looking really nasty. And I gotta say, if he didn't have this, he probably would have been swept. But as you can see, a Scarf Tornadus does outspeed a +2 Jolly Gyarados, which is impressive and a number I'm going to have to keep track of in the future. But now I know that he's Scarfed, he's locked in on Hurricane. This makes it a very easy switch to go into Metagross, who resists it and should be able to take it reasonably well. And I figure I might as well set up some more speed on this turn as well. But I forgot about Fortress, which kind of sucks. So, thing is, I don't know what this thing's going to have on it. Gyro Ball, although it will be boosted by my agility, it won't hurt too bad. I decide, ultimately, there's not really a whole hell of a lot I'm going to be able to do against it. So, I'm going to go to my Politoed as he decides to set up a Stealth Rocks. The only thing that's really going to be hurting by this is Zapdos, but I'm not really going to want to use Zapdos as long as Jolteon is around, just because Volt Absorbing and whatnot. Figure might as well just go for the Scald. Do end up getting a crit on this one. I believe a burn is... No, I don't get a burn. That would have been hilarious if I did. But this thing's going to live long enough to get off a layer of Stealth Rocks and a layer of Toxic Spikes. And, it's really all you need. I mean, Spikes is going to be cool if you can get him up, but I figure he's just going to switch it out for Death Fodder and that kind of thing. But he goes into his Toxicroak. I am just going to try to go for the kill. It's fucking whatever. But even if he wants to try setting up right now, I do have the Perish Song. So I'm going to go ahead and go for it. That means that he'll only have 3 turns of action as opposed to just getting set up behind a sub. So I'm really glad that this Politoed is at full HP and I'm good to go because I have Protect on this guy and I believe I have, what is it? I'm pretty sure I have Toxic as well, so I can stall out with either one of those, and then Scald being my only attack. Doesn't really work out in situations like this, but I can stall out a little bit with Perish Song. I believe I try to go for the double Protect here. Do I get it? I don't get it, which is okay, because all I'm going to do is just take the one Drain Punch, and I believe I'm a physically defensive one as well, so that doesn't do too much, I think. Or am I? I don't know. I don't know what that number looks like. But as you can see, I believe, or I'm going to want to preserve my Politoed, and he's going to want to preserve his, his Toxicroak, so he switches out to Jolteon. I believe I take this opportunity and switch out into my Tornadus, which is not really that good, just because Jolteon is faster. And I thought he would want to go for the Volt Switch, just to try to go for some damage and, you know, switch into something else. But it turns out he locks himself, or I don't even know if he's locking himself in. But he goes for the Hidden Power, and I'm a Life Orb Tornadus, so this is kind of stupid, this whole thing that I'm doing right here. Especially because Stealth Rocks are up, so I'm going to get little to no use out of this thing whatsoever. Maybe going to get the Fire off one windy thing, I guess. But I'm gonna go into Politoed right now because I'm assuming that is HP Ice just because it is super effective on the Tornadus. I don't know whether or not he's locked into it, but might as well give it a shot. So, as you can see, I take that pretty good. It's going to let me go for a Scald, I believe, on anything. And I could even, you know, if Toxicroak wants to come back in, that's fine. But I think what he ends up doing is he switches in his Fortress, his Death Fodder, and that's going to let him go into something else. And I can't really stay stalling in too much. Ooh, I make a double switch. That's kind of cute, I guess. I kind of coax that, but I'm not really going to get to do too much with this thing, to be honest, because after Life Orb, I won't have enough to sub. And I'll just leave this thing in his Death Fodder as well. But get the kill off with a Hurricane. Not that it really ended up mattering from that range of HP. But that's how it goes. So he's got his Jolteon and he's got his Tornadus as well. After this match, I decided to put U-Turn on my Zapdos. Just because having Thunder and Volt Switch, if you get walled by something, then that kind of sucks. So if you predict the immunity thing coming in, you can go for the U-Turn and get out of there. Versus, you know, having to do a hard switch and then just end up risking that. But as you can see, he goes for Hurricane again. Metagross is going to come in again and be able to do this whole thing again. And I believe I set up an Agility here, and that's the game, truthfully. Just because after this, I do have Earthquake for this guy. I have Earthquake for Jolteon. And I don't know if a Thunder Punch will be able to KO Tornadus from full HP. But I should be able to take any one of its hits, and I believe he still outspeeds me, which is pretty impressive. We'll figure it out, but he goes for a Bulk Up right here, which is kind of surprising to me. It's kind of surprising that he lived in the first place, so this guy must be packing, I believe, max HP and a bunch of other shit. I've seen this set, you know, in multiple videos, things like that, so surprises me that it lived, but you know, given the HP investment, it's not all that surprising. But he goes for a Sucker Punch after bulking up. I would have gone for a Drain Punch and then a Sucker Punch, truthfully, but after that Earthquake, he's going to end up dying from there, and then he's got his Tornadus. Does he outspeed? I don't remember this shit, man. Okay, yeah, he does outspeed. Wow, but I got Lumberry on this thing too, which is kind of cool. So even if he were to get the Confusion, I would be able to land a pretty solid hit at this point. For now, I do go for the Thunder Punch, and the surprising thing is it one-shots it. I don't even think it's a crit either, which is like, I know I'm an Adamant Metagross, but goddamn, that is amazing. So, as you can see, Jolteon's going to come in, and Jolteon is going to die to an Earthquake, and I believe that is the game. So, I think I have a couple of other rain games backed up, and then maybe even a sand game too. I was playing some different things in the stream that I don't normally do just to get out of my comfort zone and see how I do with them. And this was, you know, the first of many weather runs that I tried. I think it went okay. It's a nice quick game for Saturday. So if you guys enjoyed it, you're welcome to leave a like, rating, comment, subscribe, do your thing. I'm thinking about streaming either today or tomorrow night. Just watch your sub boxes for that. I'll keep you guys posted. Anyways, I think that'll do it, and I'll see you guys next time.